All right, guys. So this video is of my wife driving the Ford Focus RS for the first time. I believe this was the stock variation with the racing wheel, and we're gonna get her review. And right out of the gate, she's on the gas. She means business.
To be fair, this was first time playing this game and on the wheel,
Mm-hmm.
and I did not like having to use both my feet for both pedals because that's not how I drive.
Oh, it's apparent.
And
It
I know,
shows.
right? I was adamant to not use just. I was only going to use the gas, as you can see.
I mean, just on throttle control alone, you were doing actually kind of decent for a second. I think it was at this corner you might have been like full steam through it.
I was ready to swing that ass out.
Yep,
That's what I was trying to
there it went.
do.
But you recovered nice. You didn't actually hit the wall, so that was actually impressive.
The last time I played a racing game was probably when it was like 10 or 11 or 12. So,
Wow.
and most of those times it was, I just wanted to
That
wreck
one
right there.
you
Boom!
oh
There we
almost
go.
kissed it. Just gave it a
Yes.
little kiss.
See, that was my agenda, was like, how much can I tear up a car? Kind of like Grand Theft Auto. Like, that was, that's what you wanted to do. So that's what I did. And I was pretty adamant that I wasn't going to use the brake.
This corner for me is tricky, and I naturally kind of do the same thing where it
Sweet!
just wants to oversteer out and push through.
It was hard for me to get adjusted to the wheel. It was a little tough, and it kept kind of, I don't know what the term is, like it kept kind of like shifting on its own, like it was moving on
Well, you
its
felt the
own.
force feedback going back and
Yeah.
forth between the car
So
rolling.
right there, yeah, I had struggled keeping control of the car,
You
as you
handled
can
it
see.
though. You could have wiped out right there, and you didn't. All right, so we're gonna skip through. All right, so this is lap 4 out of 6 that you did, and after reviewing it and watching you do it, I feel like you started to kind of get semi-serious.
Yeah, well, not
You can
just
see by the
serious.
indicating of hitting your brake.
I finally caved and started using the brake, but I was using it in the way that I normally use, like brake and gas, not the way that you were telling me.
Yeah.
He was telling me to use both feet for gas and brake, and I'm like, nah, I can't do that. That's too much things going on all at one time that I couldn't function. So, but I did get more comfortable with the wheel, and it was a little more easier
Yeah,
once I
you got
kind of
a little
figured
steady
out.
pace going on
I
right
wasn't
now.
doing following the little arrow, which I don't think you see it on here, but I wasn't like following the little
Well, I took the driving
track.
line off.
Yeah, I wasn't
Um,
following it. I was just kind of going with it, but I did eventually kind of get into the rhythm of
I
it.
think I think the assist that I put on for you was like automatic. I think it
Oh,
was on normal
if you
steering.
had it on clutch, I'd be so screwed.
Yeah.
That would be too much for me to have to function.
And then I put stability on, traction control on for you, automatic, and then I think the braking was partially assisted. I think for you.
No, that there was no braking in the very beginning. But I think this is a lap where
But
I actually
as
did
you can see,
better.
you also did 3 seconds faster
Yeah.
and ran a 119 versus the 123. So that was a significant improvement.
And to be fair, when
And
LJ did his, it took him a few laps around to beat my score.
it does. It takes me a couple of times with each different car to learn how the car handles, how I need to brake it, tune settings if you have settings, which in this case, this car wasn't really tunable at the time, at the level it was at. Well, no, I take that back. I think it had some mild stuff at level 14. So let's skip ahead, see the difference of mine.
All right, and so this is where Boosted comes in and shows off like he's the man.
I try. So of
Yep.
course, I didn't count this lap because of how I had to start it off. Or no, hold on.
The first lap you didn't count because I think you.
Yeah, I think this was edited. So I think this was the one that counted.
Oh,
That
okay.
because that's your 119. Yeah, okay.
And then by the time he got situated and got kind of familiar with the car, he like steamrolled
It's a little bad
my
right there. My
number.
line was a little it was off. I try to push it though. I mean, you can hear it in the tires. That's what I like also about this game. It just the feedback in the tire sounds.
The tires sound like they're screaming.
And again, this corner always gets me. Like I feel like it just doesn't want to grip, so then I have to downshift to compensate for it.
But this is
But
where you beat the my score. Like
Uh-huh.
it was like a 12-second difference.
Close, yeah. Went to a 107.
And this is you with the wheel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I don't think I'm going back to controller. I
Yeah,
like the wheel.
you use my grounding mat as a placemat.
I need something to help with it skidding. Because every time I push the brakes, it just wants to keep like pushing back. Yeah, see, I tried to like take too much there. Like I do struggle with braking. It's I don't mind hitting the brake. I just want to push it too far instead of just knowing I need to brake. So, but it's something you learn. I think this one I did a lot better, coasting around this and like kind of taking my time a little more. But it's still just I felt slow and I didn't want to do that, but I didn't go off the track. So, and let's see, what do we got?
Did you beat the score?
Nope, a little bit slower by
What?
0.226. So, but anyways, the reason why I wanted to make this video was to kind of go over people's questions or like racing in a game and how it can be fun even when you're inexperienced and you can learn how to do it. Um, as my wife as an example, I feel like she could do it if she actually like focused and tried to actually do it.
I was just trying to wreck the car.
Yeah,
I want to
but
see the damage I can do to it.
I think with time, picking a car, just driving it and driving it and driving it and just hot lapping the crap out of it, and figuring out your settings, the game will become more enjoyable to you and you'll get faster and faster. If you get slower, I don't even see how that's possible. I don't. Like you're only going to get faster.
Well,
With the
yeah, I mean,
exception of a few times
the
where you run off the
more,
track and mess up. But I
yeah,
mean, it happens to the best of us.
the more you practice, the easier it would get. Because I mean, even when I was playing it from the beginning until what the 6th or 7th lap, I had gotten a lot better with it.
Oh, yeah. But you were also, again, using your brake a little bit more. And I mean,
I just wanted to
unfortunately and oddly enough, like braking is life. Like, it's still a hard concept for me to think that hitting the brake and going slower through corners goes faster.
I just wanted to floor it.
But I also have a drag racing background, so that's brake is like what?
Yeah.
You let the trans brake go, and you just go, take off. All right, well that concludes the video. Hopefully you guys liked it. Hopefully that was a different perspective of content that's out there. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel, like, comment. I'd really appreciate it. It'd help the channel out. And thanks for watching.